It's a beautiful sunny summer's day. The sun is just at about the right angle here. It's maybe 3 or 4 o'clock. It's coming down nice on the lawn, kind of illuminating the blades of grass like that. And I have the hose out here because I wanted to show you the collection of sprinklers that I have. At least some of them, if not all of them, depending on what I get up to. I've been collecting these since I was a little kid, so there's quite a number of different ones, and they're all somewhat vintage, I guess, like I am. But in order to turn the water on and off, it's a pain in the ass for me to keep going over here and jump in the bushes each time to turn the valve on and off. So, of course, I come up with my own solution, and that solution is in this concocted mess right here. What do we have here? Some pretty dangerous stuff. 120 volts coming in, 24 volt AC transformer, non-insulated conductors going to an extension cord, which runs through to plug into that, which goes to this here. Regular everyday light switch, which now has 24 volts AC through it, to switch on and off the solenoid valve. So now I can just keep this on my belt loop and turn the water on and off as I need. Utilizing the hose that I just fixed with Sharky last time, as you can see the repair right there. It has no water in it at the moment. I have the line here charged. We'll kick it on. You saw it move. The water is coming down the hose, and there we are. We'll just let that flow a second and get nice and clear and flush out any debris in the line. And we'll hook some sprinklers up and see what we can do. Little bonus, the valve farts when it shuts off too. Here, just shut it now. Takes a couple seconds. See? It's a little queef like that. Okay, here's some of the collection here. Just some. Got a couple of these roundy guys, one of these spray type things, 6 impact heads, and that's not all the ones I have. There's some others as well. This little Hero's engine type thing over here, kind of a little worse for wear with the plastic. A brush as part of a kit with this thing and probably some others. A couple of water timers. Nothing to really show. I don't even know if they work anymore. A whole bunch of fittings, stuff that's got a washer falling out, other fittings, springs for pop-up heads. Here's a spray gun I totally forgot about, that's completely in bad shape. Some oil will actually fix that right up and it'll work good again, except the handle's old rusty, which I could put on the bench grinder. And screwed to it is something that has broken over the years, unfortunately, so I probably won't be able to show it to you as such. But it had pointy stuff like that, and you could turn it to make different things. This is all old stuff I've had since I was a kid. This is part of something else, so I can't show it to you now. Quick disconnects, which barely work anymore, real old. Part of a thing that broke, other parts of pop-up heads. I totally forgot all about this thing. A lot of these O-rings, as you can tell, are decrepit. Here's an interesting one here. The top I have never been able to get off of this. It's screwed on crookedly. You can see the center of it is sort of crooked, so it doesn't really work the way it was designed anymore. So I don't know, we'll just kind of go through this and see what I could hook up for you. Little mister here and things. I don't know, I gotta see what I can hook up here out of all this mess. And we'll start with this and see where else we go. So I guess we'll get started with these guys. I have plenty of washers should I need them. That one looks like it needs one, so we'll start with that. Should have at least a dead washer here. That'll do. Pop that in and give this a shot. Before we go, this is a non-marked sprinkler. It's easily at least 20 years old. I don't know how old exactly. You can see the plastic has been through hell and back. It used to be a much darker green. Not like a forest green, but certainly a lot darker. And the plastic there is a little worse for wear. So let's get this hooked up. Never had the greatest spray, but we'll get started here. I'll show you how this will work. Okay, so we got this one hooked up here. Got my switch on the belt loop. Kick her on, and there you go. Just like that. And just to show you, I can just shut it. It takes a moment, of course, because the valve has to shut. Kick it back on with my switch. Get straight in the process because of the extra pressure in the line. And that's it. Ends up being a pretty nice show like that, as you can see. Which is, again, why I wanted to do it at this time of day. So you can actually see the spray. That is actually about how high it goes. One of the main reasons I'm doing this in the front is because I get, this is the biggest pipe I have delivering water out, and that way, this is the best it does. This is the best it ever did. The holes may have been smaller, and maybe the plastic has worked its way out over the years, I don't know. But this is all the water pressure I have, full boat, everything. And again, if I shut it and let the line, the hose behind it repressurize, you can see it'll put out a nice show of water like that if you can get the pressure up like that. Just like that. Pretty cool, definitely, but only does a small area, at least based on the safety now. So now we're going to shut this one down and go to the next one. Okay, on to the next one. It's a little bit smaller, same idea with the holes around it. This also does not really appear to have any markings on it. I think it used to have a sticker over here. So I think this one produced a little bit taller pattern. So let me go get this one hooked up and we'll show you what that's like. Okay, this just screws on like any other hose here. You know, no big deal like that. I might have a problem with my switch or something. That's odd. Sometimes when I like lean or something, it'll flip it or something. I don't know, that's weird. Hopefully there is probably something wrong with it. It's strange. Anyway, let me show you what it does here, this one now. Put that on, and you can see it already has a much larger spray pattern of as compared to the other one. In fact, it's even hitting the sidewalk over there now. And this one also, that's really about as big as it gets. Again, if I shut it and turn it back on, with the hose pressure behind it, you can see it goes a lot bigger. But again, that's all I could do with that. So that's that one. I really like these because they make almost like a fountain effect or something like that. And these are the only two I had. I had them since I was a kid. And now we'll go on to something totally different. Here's this one now. This just has a hole and sprays water out sort of like in a conical pattern like that, from what I can tell. This has a built-in quick disconnect thing, as you can see right there, which still has an O-ring which is somewhat intact. But all the plastic on these is aged greatly over the years. The stake on this is also removable. This was part of a series of items that a place called National Wholesale Liquidators used to sell way back in the day in the orange and blue. I don't know what brand they are. I certainly don't see anything on the unit itself as far as who it's made by or anything. But a lot of you may remember an old show called Home Time, and they had the little spray gun thing, which I'll be showing you a little bit later. So I'll get this one hooked up and we'll show you that. Okay, this one's hooked up. The quick disconnect is probably going to leak. I mean, they're so old. Here we go. Oh, nifty! That actually hits me all the way over here. Oh, I forgot how cool this thing was. Let's shut it a second. Wow, that's awesome. And it has, I don't know if you can see that, there's that mist that sort of comes out from the middle of it. Instead of its height up here, there's that mist that kind of goes this way. See if we can give you a shot of that. all that mist that's flowing that way with the wind. As you can see, I'll shut it for a second, and it sort of just dissipates into the air. I'll give you another blast of that. Now the wind has shifted a little bit, so it's actually coming this way. Yeah, it's a lot easier when the wind blows that way, so you can actually see it. Sweet, this thing is awesome. Much larger field of spray than all the others so far. So anyway, that's that one. Now we'll go on to something else from this blue and orange series.